Welcome to the podcast. Today, we're diving into the enduring mystery of the Mary Celeste, the ghost ship that was found abandoned at sea. Let's get started.
I've always been fascinated by this story. So, what makes the Mary Celeste such an intriguing mystery?
Well, imagine this. A perfectly seaworthy ship found drifting in the Atlantic Ocean in 1872, with no one on board.
That's so eerie. No signs of life at all?
None whatsoever.
Wow.
The ship was discovered on December 4th, 1872, by the British vessel Dei Gratia, near the Azores Islands. Everything was in order, but the crew had vanished.
Were there any signs of struggle or an attack?
That's the baffling part. There were no signs of a struggle, no damage to the ship, nothing missing except for the crew and a lifeboat.
Really?
Even their personal belongings were left behind.
So, the cargo was still there too?
Yes, all 701 barrels of industrial alcohol were intact, except for 9 that were found empty. But that's another curious detail.
Do we know why those 9 barrels were empty?
It's been speculated that they might have leaked due to being made of red oak, which is more porous than the white oak used for the others. So, possibly evaporation or leakage.
So the captain, was he experienced?
Absolutely. Captain Benjamin Briggs was highly respected and cautious. He was traveling with his wife and their 2-year-old daughter, along with 7 experienced crew members.
That makes it even more mysterious. Why would an experienced captain abandon a seaworthy ship?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what has puzzled people for over a century. There are several theories, though.
Let's hear them. Did piracy play a role?
Some have suggested that, but it seems unlikely.
Why is
Well,
that?
nothing was stolen. Valuables and cargo were untouched. Pirates typically take valuables, right?
But isn't it possible they took the crew and left the ship? Maybe for ransom?
That's one thought. But there were no ransom demands. And pirates would have little reason to leave the ship intact.
True, but couldn't they
Well,
have been after something
I suppose it's
else?
possible, but there's no evidence to support that.
Fair enough. So what about mutiny? Could the crew have turned against the captain?
It's been proposed that the crew might have drunk the alcohol and mutinied, but the alcohol was industrial, undrinkable and toxic. Plus,
All right.
the crew had good reputations.
So that's unlikely as well. What other theories are there?
Well, some believe a natural disaster might have been the cause, like a waterspout or a rogue wave.
A waterspout, like a sea tornado?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If the crew saw something like that, they might have panicked, thinking the ship was in danger of sinking.
So they abandoned ship in the lifeboat?
That's the idea. But the Mary Celeste was found in good condition, so it's puzzling why they wouldn't return once the danger passed.
Unless they couldn't get back. Maybe the lifeboat was lost at sea?
That's a possibility. It's tragic to think about.
It is.
Another interesting theory involves the cargo.
The alcohol, how does that come into play?
Well, some researchers believe that the leaking alcohol created fumes that built up below deck.
Oh, I
Fearing
see.
an explosion, the captain might have ordered an evacuation as a precaution.
That makes sense. But wouldn't they have returned once it was safe?
One would think so,
Yeah.
unless something happened to prevent them from returning. Bad weather or some mishap with the lifeboat.
It's possible. Are there any more unconventional theories?
Oh, definitely.
Ha.
Some people have suggested sea monsters or even alien abductions.
Going into the paranormal, huh?
Yeah. When logical explanations don't satisfy, people turn to the supernatural.
Right.
There's even mention of the Bermuda Triangle, even though the ship wasn't anywhere near it.
People love a good mystery.
They do, but
Absolutely.
in reality, there's no evidence to support those theories.
So, what's the most plausible explanation in your opinion?
I think the most logical scenario is that they abandoned ship temporarily due to fear of an explosion from the alcohol fumes. Then, something prevented them from returning.
Like the lifeboat getting separated or capsizing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a tragic accident, but it fits the known facts without resorting to unlikely scenarios.
That seems reasonable. It's sad, but at least it's a plausible explanation.
Indeed. Unless new evidence comes to light, we may never know for sure.
It's amazing how some mysteries endure over time.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the story of the Mary Celeste continues to captivate people even today.
Do you think that sometimes we prefer the mystery unsolved?
That's an interesting point. Perhaps the allure of the unknown keeps the story alive.
After all, it's stories like this that spark our imagination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe it's okay not to have all the answers.
I agree. Sometimes the questions are more intriguing than the answers.
Well said.
Thanks.
The Mary Celeste remains a testament to the enduring power of a good mystery.
Indeed. Thanks for sharing this fascinating story.
My pleasure. Always happy to delve into the unexplained.
Looking forward to our next adventure into the unknown.
Absolutely. Until next
Yeah.
time.